what we do here. First of all, I apologize for my extremely casual attire, but I spent the afternoon walking around downtown Noblesville today with my daughter. We were doing my Christmas shopping, and I had a lot of layers on, but it was freezing. And when I finished that, I was like, I'm still cold, so I just left all my layers on. But for those of you who are new here, and most of, not these two, but most of you are, I think, we are Logan Street Sanctuary, and we're a 501c3 organization, and we rent the space here to put on all our events and wonderful things that we do. Our president, Mike Stewart, is here tonight. Mike, stand up.
Hi, folks.
Oh. And his wife, Sandy, they're wonderful, and my husband's the one who's doing, music and weird light stuff and everything, but I'm Alice. So if you email or anything like that or have any questions or concerns, I'll probably be the one to, answer your email. But we basically have been using this space as a 501c3 for going into our 4th year, which, right, we're really excited because we're hanging by a thread and we're just determined to make it. But a little bit about this building, which is kind of cool. Have you guys, any of you ever been in this building before? Back when it was a church, when you've been to shows or concerts or something? Okay. Well, the building started out as an army barracks in Ohio. And it was donated, this is back in, a long time ago. It was donated to a church, and they kind of took it apart, brought it here, and put it back together, which I find kind of incredible. And if you do go downstairs, you'll see that one beam that goes all the way down the middle of the building, and that beam has been left exposed so that you can all see that all the beams are still there. That's just the only one we can see. But it's kind of cool to know that, that's still part of the original structure is still very much here, even though a lot of work's been done to make it look a little more friendly and everything than an army barracks. But which is a very strange thing to imagine, because I'm not really sure where did they sleep? Where were the beds? I don't know. But anyway, so it became a church, and I think it was a couple different churches here for a while. And then a guy who became a friend of ours, we met him because of this place, bought the building. He's a local musician himself. His name's John Gilmore, and he was at the time a retired mail carrier. And as a performer himself, as a musician himself, he wanted to kind of invent a place where musicians could come and perform for people like you, and you could actually hear them. There wouldn't be TVs on the walls, and there wouldn't be, clatter from kitchens and stuff, and you could actually hear them. So he kind of started renovating this building and poured a lot of his, retirement money and stuff into it. And my husband and I kind of got involved with coming here because John wanted artwork on the walls, and he liked some of my artwork. So we started coming to just support him in the place, and fell in love with it. It's a really special place. And but for about 3 years, I was like, John, this really needs to be a 501c3. And he was like, I don't know how to do that. And I was like, I don't either, but we'll figure it out. So we created this 501c3 organization, and like I said, going into our 4th year with that, and we put on all kinds of events here. It's not just concerts anymore, although concerts are kind of like what we love to do because they're the most fun, right? To hear music from all over the world comes through here, and sometimes we'll be sitting at the back room, my husband and I will just look at each other and be like, can you believe we're hearing this in Noblesville, Indiana? Because it's that good. These are like Grammy level performers, and they're just amazing. Like we're gonna get, I've heard her, so I know.
No pressure.
But it's true, right? I mean, we know you're good, right? But anyway, it's just a really special place where we can have touring acts and people come in, and then we also have signature events throughout the year that are either monthly or annual, and so we do a lot more than music. We do arts and literature events too. We have workshops and wonderful things. I would highly recommend you take one of these books with you if you want, because although there's only one item left for this year, for the back of the book, the last thing is next Friday, but you can still see the kind of thing that we do, and we'll get new books printed for next year. But that'll give you an idea of what's going on here, and the emails on there, and the website and everything. So it'll give you a chance to check us out on the internet tubes. But anyway, I'm just killing time now. So I'm gonna turn it over to Sarah so she can tell you what she's doing tonight here with Resonate150. And so glad you guys are here. I'm very excited. This huge contraption is just amazing, and I'm very excited to hear all this. So it's all yours, my dear. Thank you.
playing together 2 years ago now. Yeah, 2 years ago. So what happened was we are college-trained percussionists, but we left it behind after we graduated. And a couple of years ago, I got this gigantic instrument. It's called a marimba. It is a bigger version of a xylophone, but it's not a xylophone. So I got this at an estate sale, and there's a whole other story there I don't have time to tell. But I started playing again after 12 years away from the instrument. So when I started playing again, Doug started playing with me because he's always stayed with drums. He does a drum set for our worship team at church, but he does hand drums too, as you'll see. So he got a lot of fun toys when I started playing. The Christmas and the birthday gifts started to be a lot more percussive. Yeah. And then last year, at the end of last year, I ended up borrowing my aunt's hammered dulcimer, and I loved that so much that I ended up getting one of my own, which is the one over here. So I've only had this instrument since January, so it's still a very new all of this is very new. So we don't have any CDs yet, we don't have any merchandise. This is just a come and sit and listen and have fun night. And we are here because we are supporting the Eagle Creek Folk Festival, which is going to happen next summer at Eagle Creek. And it's going to be in June. I believe the dates are the 8th and the 9th, but that's going off of memory. I'm getting a head nod, so it must be right. So the donations tonight go towards Logan Street Sanctuary and the Eagle Creek Folk Festival so that we can bring in great entertainment and make that a very family-friendly, active festival. And we're excited about the performers that we're getting for that. We're starting to get some headliners booked and more to come on that. So without any more delay, we're just going to sit and have some fun Christmas music tonight, and I hope that this puts you guys at ease. I know we're all busy, and it's just going to be an hour to relax. Yay. So, yeah. they have different hardnesses and thicknesses, and it makes the bars sound different. So if you see me switching mallets up here, that's why. I can use soft ones on the low end, and it makes it sound really good, but if I use the hard ones down here, it could crack the bar. So, and also the same way, if I use the soft ones up here, you can barely hear it. So it's really dependent on where I am on the instrument. That determines what mallets I use for it. So that was We Three Kings and God Rest You Merry Gentlemen in the middle. Taken up quite a bit of time for me in my past. You'll see me do some with 4 mallets here in a few minutes, but those were just a couple to get us going.
I guess you did okay.
I guess so. He's my worst critic and my best, so biggest supporter too. He knows all of what we play, so if there's an issue with it, he'll let us know. So yeah, so this is a giant hammered dulcimer. I don't know if you all are familiar with it or not. I was not before 2016, and when I decided to purchase one, I thought, well, no matter what I get, it's going to be smaller than this. So I just got the biggest thing I could, and it turns out that this instrument actually has more of a range than that one does. That's got 4 1/3 octaves, and this one has 5. So for a fraction of the weight, I have a wider range here. So this is What Child Is This? started playing guitar recently, so he's gonna have some fun.
Excuse me.
Do you have enough cord there?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So, a couple of years ago, I wanted to start to learn guitar because I was jealous of, people that can pick up an instrument around a campfire and play a melody and, be able to kind of carry that with them. And carrying drums around, and, it's cool, but it's a little bit less of an effect that way. So, but this one that I'm going to do this was an original by the Dixie Chicks. It's called Godspeed, Sweet Dreams. It's a lullaby, and it's a song that I had heard back in college more years ago than I'd like. But it's little pictures of boyhood, and at the time I thought it was a sweet lullaby and a beautiful song. It's not really Christmassy, but now that I rediscovered this song recently, and of course now we've got our awesome little boy Cohen. He's 5 now, going to be 6 in May. Goodness! But it's amazing how each of these little pictures in the verses so mirror what he's like right now, and so it takes on a lot more meaning nowadays. So Godspeed, sweet dreams. Dragon tails in the water is wide. Pirates sail and lost boys fly. Fish by moonbeams every night, and I love you. Godspeed, sweet dreams, oh my love of life, to you each night on angels' wings. Godspeed, sweet dreams. Rocket racers all tuckered out. Superman's in pajamas on the couch. Good night moon will find the mouse, and I love you. Godspeed, little man. Sweet dreams and man. Oh, my love of life, to you each night on angels' wings. Godspeed, sweet dreams. God bless mommy and matchbox cars. God bless dad and thanks for the stars. God is amen wherever we are, and I love you. Godspeed, man. Sweet dreams, little man. Know my love of life, to you each night on angels' wings. Godspeed, sweet dreams. Know my love of before I do this next one. This one, hope you have a little grace for me for. So I just, in the last couple of months, started songwriting. That is, it's been a passion of mine to want to do for some time, but as a drummer, it's awful hard to put harmonies and melodies to things. Not that I didn't know how to read music or anything like that, but playing the guitar somehow opened up a voice that way. And this next song is, it's one I wrote. It's the first one I wrote, actually. It's called I Loved You, Farewell. And I hope it encourages you. It's a bit of a sad song. It starts with pain, but it ends with healing. It ends with forgiveness. And I'm sure that in some way, we've all had experiences. Now, this is in reference to an old flame. And it's amazing how much something way in the past, you don't know how much baggage that it can carry. But as God works healing in your life, it's amazing how free it is after that. So that was kind of the impetus for this song. So this is I Loved You, Farewell. I'm going to try not to shake through this because I'm nervous. But here we go. By the wind, trying to smile and said, sit here beside me. My life will never be the same again. You said that alone calls me elsewhere. I hope you find new love, and I wish you well. And with those words you broke me and left me where I fell. Then you turned and said, I love you, farewell. As time went by, my heart stayed in that memory, buried deep beneath the passing years. But the boy inside is growing old from weeping, and sick and tired of swallowing the tears. So take this torch from my hand. It's been burning my chest like a fiery hell. So take it now, go light your path and leave me here. I loved you, farewell. Me more, but forgiveness is the path I choose to follow. So go and find your distant shore, and take these tears from my eyes. I bottled them inside and I hid it well. May it christen the ship that sends you to or where no one can tell. I loved you, farewell. And maybe the train will rise to meet you. May your sails be ever fit the southern wind. May the Lord be always with you. We will never so thank you.
There was no need to ask for praise.
Thank you. What's next, babe?
First Noel.
Okay, that's what you do, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So these hammers are a little bit different than the ones that I'm used to using. They've got carbon fiber in them. They're very floppy. This is a bit of an experiment for me because I'm used to the wooden hammers that they're very sturdy and there's a lot more bounce to them. However, even though these look weird and they feel even weirder, they sound amazing. So I'm forcing myself to get used to playing with them because they really do make a big difference. So these are the hardest ones, but I do a lot of the upper range on this song. So, and we want you to hear it too. So I don't even bother with the softer ones in here. So I've just been working on this a little bit. This is the first Noel, but it's going to sound different because I just started messing around with it, and that's not something I usually do. So you'll hear little bits of it here and there, but you're not going to hear the whole thing the way that you normally would. To it. The water goes differently every time I play it, so I never know what's going to quite come out, which is a different feeling for me because I'm a sheet music person. Getting away from that is a bit of a journey. Speaking of a journey, so the next one is Little Drummer Boy, and I feel like this year the Little Drummer Boy has totally been getting razzed on. I don't know if you've all seen that as well, but maybe it's because I play the song now and I'm listening for it and I'm looking for it, but I keep seeing all these jokes about the Little Drummer Boy this year. The one I saw today was gee, just what a newborn and a tired mom need, a drum solo. Well, I thought that was pretty good until I saw somebody's reply, and they said, well, they said come. So, and I started thinking about it's like, well, okay, that is the first line of the song, so there is that. So this is Ted Yoder's arrangement of Little Drummer Boy. I take lessons from him. His family's good friends with all of us now, and I think you're going to enjoy this one. It speaks for itself, so I'll just hush and play. Ready? dulcimer songs out of the way early before it loses tune, so, all of those up front.
And while she's transitioning back to the marimba, she'll never say this about herself because she's too humble and she hates it when I say this.
Yeah,
but,
I do.
After less than a year of learning the hammer dulcimer, she competed in the National Hammer Dulcimer Championship in Winfield, Kansas, and ranked among the top 5. In 95-degree sweltering heat, too.
It
It
was
was nuts.
bad. That was really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a tough one to play for, but it was fun. All right, ready? Hark the Herald Angels sing.
Oh, yeah.
Is that good?
Oh yeah, this is from Joel.
Good. think of it this time of the year as nice, quiet, dark, with snow all around, just gently falling, so.
Kind of a solstice. A
Yes,
solstice.
yes.
There you go.
The solstice, so there we go. So the next one, this is just a really fun one to play. You know which one we're doing? Yeah, okay. It's right on the edge though. It pushes my limits. So we'll see how it goes tonight.
Game on.
Ready?
Wait, set, go.
finish it out with one that you all will know, but it's got a fun twist to it, so I'm not going to spoil it.
Yes.
you to come back here for anything that they're doing here at Logan Street Sanctuary, and then join us next year at Eagle Creek in the summertime. And we'll have 2 full days of nonstop music, workshops, and all kinds of fun things. So thank you again, and we wish you the very merriest of Christmases. Happy New Year. We hope that you have wonderful times with your friends and family over the next week or 2. So got one more for you tonight. Thank you.
Thanks for having some beautiful venues. Beautiful venues.
I just want to, you were talking about the little drummer boy, and I just want to say that I've always really loved that song a lot because there's a simplicity to it and everything, and I love the way you performed it tonight and everything. But I want to really thank you all for coming out tonight and supporting the music and Logan Street Sanctuary and the Eagle Creek Folk Festival, the Folk Music Festival. I never get the names right, but what I think we all love about that song is, the 3 wise men come and they come see the baby Jesus, and they've got like the valuable things of the time. They've got the frankincense and the myrrh and the gold or whatever they brought. And the little drummer boy brought what he had, his music. And these guys brought their music tonight. So I'm gonna cry, but thank you so much for doing that. And I wish you all Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and God bless us everyone.
And eat the goodies downstairs too, please.
Yeah, let's go get some goodies. And you know what? Let me show you something.